Construction News Tracker is presented by Caterpillar and produced by 4constructionpros.com. The process of replacing lead-tainted water supply pipes to Flint, Michigan homes is underway. The state has agreed to spend $87 million to replace an estimated 18,000 lead pipes over the next 3 years in an effort to fix a contaminated water supply. In addition, Michigan will provide free bottled water and conduct extensive testing of the city's tap water through January of 2020. Flint's water supply became tainted in 2014 when the city switched its intake system from Lake Huron to the Flint River, but was never treated to reduce corrosion, and the lead leached from the old pipes. The federal rule requiring contractors to disclose labor violations with the government no longer exists. Congressional Republicans invoked the little-used Congressional Review Act to repeal the so-called Blacklisting rule, and President Trump signed the legislation. Intended to prevent the government from contracting with any business involved in wage theft or workplace safety violations, the Obama-era rule was seen by business groups as a major infringement on their rights. Concluding that infrastructure is the backbone of the nation's economy, newly appointed U.S. Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao says it's not the funding that's holding up the new projects. Instead, the agency leader has told congressional representatives that regulatory red tape is the culprit behind the holdup of a new infrastructure proposal coming next month from the Trump administration. While in a speech before the National Association of Building Trade Unions, President Trump acknowledged all the trades, then outlined the myriad government regulations that face construction projects that nearly doom them from becoming reality.
If you want to build a highway in the United States, these are some of the permits that you need. It's a process that can take way over 10 years, and just never happens. Then at the end of the period, they vote against it. And we're getting rid of many of these regulations. You have to go through 17 agencies, many permits in each agency. In February alone, we added almost 60,000 new construction jobs in the country. I ordered expedited environmental reviews for infrastructure, environmental and energy projects all across the country. No longer will you have to wait year after year for approvals that never come.
Just 98,000 jobs were added to the nation's payrolls in the month of March, short of what economists had predicted. Of that number, a meager 6,000 jobs were added to the construction sector. Despite the poor showing, the nation's unemployment rate dropped from 4.7% to 4.5%, with wage gains at 2.7%, indicative of a slowing economy. $1 billion being requested to build a new U.S.-Mexico border wall will cover just 62 miles and include replacing existing fencing along the California border. In total, 48 miles would be new wall, according to Department of Homeland Security documents, 28 miles of levee wall barrier, and just 6 miles along the Rio Grande Valley. A proposal for a new 30-foot concrete barrier costing upwards of $20 billion is presently under review by congressional committees. Can smoking crack cocaine in a construction storage yard cause a multi-million-dollar fire resulting in a bridge collapse? Well, that's what Atlanta authorities allege. They've charged 3 people with arson as a result of the massive blaze along I-85 in downtown Atlanta recently, causing a section of the elevated bridge to collapse. Georgia DOT official Russell McCurry says the site was used for storage.
I know there's still a lot of lingering questions around what caused this fire and what was stored under the bridge. The area of the fire where the fire originated is part of the right-of-way, and it is part of where we have stored construction materials, specifically high-density plastic conduit, which is non-combustible, that is used in the traffic management, cabling, fiber optic, and wire network, and is a common construction product of which conduit is used for all types of purposes. What we do know at this moment is 3 sections northbound will have to be totally replaced. That includes the one that has collapsed. And we now know that 3 sections southbound will have to be replaced including the section that is over Piedmont Road that we're standing on right now. That is a total of about 350 feet northbound and about 350 feet southbound that will have to be totally replaced. That includes rebuilding the support columns that hold up the bridge itself.
The U.S. DOT has already allotted $10 million to help with the cost of replacement and repair, with an expedited 2 months to complete, and has created a traffic nightmare for the city of Atlanta. A bankruptcy filing by Westinghouse Nuclear Power Division is expected to offer major consequences to at least 2 U.S. projects underway. Westinghouse corporate parent Toshiba has suffered extensive financial losses recently as it tries to shed its nuclear power division. Georgia Power, part of the Southern Company building the Vogtle complex in the northern part of the state, and Scana Energy in South Carolina both face the potential of long lawsuits, new contract terms, and other losses as they try to proceed. The Westinghouse action of a new $9 billion bankruptcy would apparently not cover the U.S. construction projects. In closing, in the event of a miscue or a mishap, never say, oops. Always say, interesting. This is Construction News Tracker, looking over the industry that makes the world a better place, presented by Caterpillar and produced by 4 Construction Pros. Follow us on social media at Twitter using hashtag Construction News, YouTube at Construction Pros, and on Facebook at /4 Construction Pros, as the streaming web never ends.